Steve's collection of useless meanderings. Scum.
John Lennon. No John Lennon?
Oh, yeah.
John Lennon.
Yeah, the imagination thing.
Yeah. Had a temper so volatile that nearly anything could set him off. One night, it exploded in an incident that ended up damaging his 4-year-old son's hearing. Sean, which is his son, who was playing with his food, got a yelling so bad that he had to go to the hospital. Have you ever like, you like screaming?
Yeah.
Have you ever put someone in hospital with your screaming? Much less your child.
I've never really screamed at a child, though.
Yeah.
I imagine you could cause some pretty big trauma.
Imagine.
Just from screaming. I am the walrus. I want to hold your hand. Really angry Beatles songs. But I guess he's the lead. He was one of the lead singers. Was he a lead singer? John Lennon? I have no idea.
Yeah, well, it was between him and Paul, wasn't it?
But like,
They'd
were they
battle it
both
out.
like on guitar? One was on bass, maybe.
No,
I can't remember the layout. I know that
Oh,
Thomas the Tank was the drummer.
yeah, yeah.
Where his name
Ringo
was.
Starr.
Ringo Starr was the drummer.
Best Beatle. Yeah, definitely.
He was on The Simpsons. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, but I didn't know. I think one of them probably played guitar, right?
I imagine.
John
I think.
Lennon
I
or
think
Paul
George
McCartney.
Harrison. To be fair,
George Harrison feels like he did the bass.
yeah, that. But I might be wrong,
Yeah.
and I'm not pretending to be a Beatles fan. I know everybody is, but I'm just kind of not. It wasn't my time, and by the time by the time I was around, I was listening to music that I liked, and I'd hear the Beatles and be like, "Oh, I don't get it."
I grew up with the Beatles only because I was in the Scouts.
Yeah,
Like, that was the campfire song, was
Yeah.
we sang Beatles songs that were printed out and given us.
Well, I think a lot of mine was, it became like a rite of passage if you wanted to be a musician. And like when I was in my teens playing guitar and singing and stuff, everyone was like, "Oh, do you know any Beatles songs?" It was just like, if you don't know any Beatles songs, then you're not really. It's like, fuck you. I'm going to go play Sum 41.
Do you remember, this is an old story that I told you, but when I got into a fight with that guy in a caravan at the beach, we're a big group of people.
Yeah.
Him and his wife, he was drunk and his wife was strange.
The chalk white beach is on fire. You can go back and listen to this story.
It's a classic story.
It was
Something. I came across it recently.
Yeah.
But there was a point where they requested Beatles songs, and so I started playing them, and they started singing different Beatles songs. It's like, Beatles fans can be pretty weird. Not something to necessarily aspire to. But yeah. You never think of John Lennon as an angry person. But
no,
you
because
think
he's
of
always that guy
dead
that,
guy.
that protests from his bed,
I'm sorry,
which is the laziest
It's
protest.
the Eeyore way of dealing with stuff.
I'm just going to stay in bed. Like, well, good.
And then like Yoko Ono gets so much shit. It's like, and quite rightfully so. She's one of the most annoying people to society. Still an artist or whatever. But like, I can't watch any of her performances.
Oh, no.
I think there's like another one was like, this is painful. Maybe that's the point, but it's an interesting point to make.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan.
Yeah. No, there's a guy I really like. He's got a YouTube he's got a channel on YouTube called Map Men with him and his mate, and they just do stuff about maps, and it's actually really funny. But it's Jay Foreman. If when we were in high school, there was a song going around called Moon Chavs. He did that. And like he wrote loads of like weird, funny songs. But he did one. I think it might have been on the One Show. I can't remember. Called "I'm Glad John Lennon Died," and it was actually it was really good because it was from the perspective of like, can you imagine seeing John Lennon on Nevermind the Buzzcocks?
Yeah.
Or some and stuff like that. Like it was quite good. But yeah, that's about as close a relationship as I've got with John Lennon. Just
Being glad that he died.
Yeah.
Because it's the same with all those musicians where they died at their peak. There's the whole thing of, well, it's better to die young than to grow old and sell out.
Yeah,
but to be fair, I don't think the other Beatles
theory, whatever the fuck it is, where everyone famous died at 27.
Everyone dies 27.
Yeah.
Logan's Run theory.
Yeah.
But there is a weird, I mean, I don't think Paul McCartney's sold out.
No,
I think. There's nothing I can think of where he's done something really cheap.
No, he's like I think like and
So it's definitely doable to just
again
kind of go out with some dignity.
I'm not really a fan. Like I'm not against it, but I'm just it's not really my thing.
Yeah.
But I don't really think he's sold out at any point. He's tried different things, but that's not selling out. Everybody has to evolve and adapt, and you have to kind of go with the whims of what you want to do as an artist. Like, no, maybe I'll try this. And it just happens that if he does something, because it's Paul McCartney, it sells 1 million of them. Like, that's not his problem. That's not necessarily what he was trying to do. It's just he's Paul McCartney. So if he plays around with a song with Kanye West, like it's gonna sell a fucking 100 million records.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Still glad he's dead.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, he screamed at his child and hospitalised
He screamed at his child
Yeah.
and damaged his hearing to the point where he had to go to hospital. Like, yeah. This is the guy that protests in bed.
Yeah, he could protest without screaming.
Yeah.
Imagine if he protested with screaming, maybe he wouldn't get shot.
People always think of him as like this, like soft-spoken, hippie-ish kind of guy.
Yeah.
But you can scream that loud at your child, you're an arsehole.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Temper. No, yeah, didn't think of the Beatles as an angry tempered
Have a temper
band.
with your friends. Have a temper with your wife.
Yeah,
if you're happy
4-year-old.
with that relationship or whatever, they're fine. But a 4-year-old, fuck you.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah, put him on the register. Nebraska's state slogan is, honestly, it's not for everyone.
Just to be upfront. Just, yeah, we don't, you won't like us.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. We're not quite Portland. Like, that's fine by me. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that mentality, though.
Yeah, it's nice to have a sense of humour about those things rather than, we have to be very proud and stoic. We love our place. It's like,
we know
no,
what we
it's
like.
not for everyone. We like it.
Yeah.
That's fine for us.
Yeah, if you like it, great. If you don't, that's fine.
Yeah.
But we're not going to give you a... Well, I think there's still parts of the country where they've got, like, their city council doesn't allow certain restaurants in their city. I think there's like a McDonald's. Like, I think they need to get a permit to have a McDonald's in their city.
There's a lot
and
of
there's
places like
that reject it all.
Yeah, like
They don't really allow it.
well, like in Amsterdam, like things are allowed there, but the rates for chain restaurants are through the roof. So you find more kind of like independent businesses in the city centre, which is really nice.
Yeah, and you could argue that again. That it's this whole thing about appealing to masses that we don't. Neither of us enjoy. But we had to like actively decide. No, not going to do that. In terms of Facebook following, we could probably get loads more Facebook followers if we did A, B, and C.
Yeah,
And you go like, yeah, but that would just be people liking the page. I mean, you liked Heineken. We could probably use Heineken's method of marketing to get more Steves to like Heineken. But I know that it was an empty lie because you're empty inside and you just did it out of some kind of hollowed out feeling of maybe this will bring you happiness and then forgetting about it.
wanted to get into the museum for half price.
Yeah, and you were like, my time is worth half of what I thought it was. So I'm just going to...
My
gonna
time
like your
is
time.
worth half of this ticket cost.
Yeah, and you know,
Which
you
is
could
reasonable.
just how much was the ticket?
Like 15 quid.
Your soul's worth £7.50. Your time's worth £7.50.
30 seconds of my time. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's quite a good use of time.
You were in there for 30 seconds.
What? No,
The museum.
30 seconds to like the page.
Oh, I don't know, something empty and shallow and soulless today. But yeah, we could, you can try and accommodate everybody, and there's definitely loads of places that do that. That's why McDonald's got a salad. You know, Bilbo does bits on that. That's why you can try and make everybody happy. But it's way more interesting, way better, and much more respectful if you'd be like, no, I like doing this, and I'm going to do this. If you like it, great. But honestly, you probably won't like it because we're not aiming for 55% of the population.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, I mean, have you watched any of the most recent South Parks?
Yeah, I've caught the first two.
First two. So yeah, they do. Their second episode is all about how much businesses purely just aim to try and target China.
Yeah.
And so everything they do, well, does it pass in China? Because that's where we're going to make our money.
Yeah.
And it's just a weird business.
And they've since been banned in China, which is brilliant.
Yeah, and again, because they did it how they do things.
Yeah.
They're just like, yeah, though we're not going to ignore the ridiculousness that is Chinese policies about all these kind of things.
Yeah.
So we're just going to say them, and they don't want us to say them. Well, we've said them now.
Yeah.
And now we're not in China. Okay, that's fine. So yeah, it's just more interesting, and I'm not interested in the 55%, the majority of people's enjoyment. If you think about the most popular comedian in the world, I think Michael McIntyre was the most successful comedian in the world at some point. And I quite like Michael McIntyre, to be fair. I like some of his material, but the majority of comedians that are really successful, I don't enjoy them nearly as much as I like some of the more off-center comedians that I really like.
Yeah, because
it's a more unique perspective.
Yeah, but it's the same as music. Like everyone who likes music will have a band that appeals to them, and yet other people are like, why? I don't get this.
Yeah.
Like they're friends. Like
Just
like you'll have a niche that is for you. Like, and it'd be like I'd rather be that niche to somebody than be dishonest with myself.
Yeah, and you just want to be unique. Everybody is unique.
Yeah.
So the only reason that people try to get together and agree on everything and try and be the only reason why people will move more towards center of society's wants and desires, you just go like, well, that person just doesn't want to explore themselves. They would rather ignore themselves and just do what everybody else is doing.
Yeah.
And it always creates, by definition, the most generic, boring stuff. So it's like, yeah, definitely, Nebraska. Yeah, just, you won't like it. Yeah, and it's just, this is how it is, and we're not going to change to try and appease you. Is how I read into that. And if you don't like it, that's fine. But we're not going to try and make you like it. So,
yeah.
Yeah. It's a good ethos for life. Everyone move to Nebraska.
Yeah, not Portland.
Something to be fucking do.